Mystica, real documented mysteries. Everything you're about to hear is based on records, yet still has no clear explanation. So breathe once and stay with the file. Before we begin, picture this. A ship or a plane enters one of the most watched patches of ocean on Earth. And then, nothing. No mayday, no debris, no final call. Just silence and a coastline that keeps moving the evidence. So the first question is simple. Where does certainty go tonight on Mystica? We're not chasing myths. We're examining documented disappearances and the paperwork around them. Because the story shifts, depending on who writes it. Keep one question from the first second to the last. If the official story is solid, why does it keep changing? And what changed first, the facts or the summary? Let's start where every real investigation starts. What can be verified and what can't? Because mystery is often just unverified memory. The Bermuda Triangle isn't a magical border. It's crowded routes, fast storms, strong currents. When something goes wrong, the ocean has leverage. That's the first truth. Physics and time. Physics doesn't leave neat endings. It leaves gaps. And gaps invite stories. Lost bearings, bad headings, empty tanks. Disaster. It's written by humans. And humans don't always write the same version twice. And humans simplify under pressure. They round times. They smooth chaos. They turn maybe into must-have. That's how uncertainty gets dressed as certainty. Radio logs, witness notes, dispatch lines, search reports. That's where facts turn into narratives, sometimes quietly. So we anchor to the earliest record, not the cleanest documentary summary. The earliest trace, the first timestamp you can defend. Because later writing can make rough data feel precise. So what counts as record? A transcript, a log entry, a search report. And what counts as later? A summary after the panic fades. Now, we anchor the story where it should be anchored. Last recorded transmission. Last confirmed position. Last time. The last point you can defend without guessing. In clean cases, final calls are clear. Trouble, timeline, distress, sequence. But triangle accounts often don't sound like emergencies. They can sound ordinary, vague, even calm. Confusion. Instruments. Headings. We're lost. And calm last words don't fit instant catastrophe. Here's the contradiction. Official explanations lean on sudden disaster, but communications don't always match. If it was instant, why no mayday? If gradual, why so few details? There are grounded reasons for silence. Power loss, impact, destroyed antennas, failures too fast to report. Silence isn't paranormal, but it is a gap. Radio isn't magic either. Range, clarity, interference, bad timing. So a missing call isn't always a missing attempt. And when the record is thin, people fill the blank with the loudest story, not the best one. That's why we stay disciplined and label what we don't know. That doesn't prove anything supernatural. It proves the record is incomplete, and incompleteness attracts conclusions. So we test the biggest file name. Flight 19. Flight 19, a training mission. Multiple aircraft. A routine day that should have ended normally. Yet the explanation changes with the retelling. Some versions go supernatural. Grounded versions argue navigation, weather, human error. Each could be partly true, but partly true isn't solved. If it was navigation confusion, what triggered it? Equipment, environment, pressure, fuel margin, route plan. Because in aviation, small errors become large distances. Fast, over water, fewer visual anchors. So discipline matters, and uncertainty turns dangerous. And fuel doesn't negotiate. It only runs out. So even if nothing explodes, a chain can still end the same way. Lost bearings, bad headings, empty tanks. Disaster without drama. Mystica does something different here. We don't stop at labels. We compare labels to details. Because labels often exist to close a file. Now step back. Look at the pattern. A calm message, then disappearance, then a clean explanation. And the explanation often feels cleaner than the record beneath it. That's where the triangle becomes psychological. Your brain hears missing and wants one cause. But missing is often many small certainties collapsing at once. And the ocean doesn't just erase objects. It erases certainty by moving the evidence. Currents scatter debris. Depth hides it. Time finishes the job. Debris is how we test stories. Impact, breakup, fire, direction, timing. Without it, a narrative can harden unchallenged. Search teams are heroic, but they can only search where they believe the target should be, which brings us to the search zone. Search zones rely on last known coordinates, but coordinates depend on clarity. Clocks, logging, under stress, slightly off becomes miles off. And once you're miles off, wind drift, current drift, waves. So, not found can mean search the wrong square. Well, every search report carries a cold word. Probability, not certainty. Search is most likely, not guaranteed. So when a report says nothing was found, ask the honest follow-up. Nothing was found. Where? And what assumptions built that location? A small paperwork error can become permanent. Misheard radio, wrong time, confused identifier, and a mystery is born. Now, the triangle is a story machine. It attracts exaggeration, but strip away the hype, and something still remains. Documented cases where the official explanation feels underpowered compared to the gaps, the contradictions, the missing links. That's our focus tonight. Not myth, mismatch. Ships vanish too. No distress call hits harder because ships often have time. But ships can disappear fast. Rogue waves, capsizes, fire, failure. So why does mystery survive? Because documentation doesn't align. Weather moderate here, dangerous in a later summary. Hindsight is powerful. It edits without admitting. It edited anything. A guess becomes a coordinate. A coordinate becomes a conclusion. When conclusions sit on approximate data, certainty collapses, even if the event was ordinary. So we label what's missing and stop calling a category a full explanation. Often the responsible answer is a chain. Weather, navigation pressure, comm limits, currents, depth, plausible, but rarely tidy. And here comes the final contradiction. If the chain is plausible, why do official explanations sound like closure? Why do they end the conversation instead of showing the uncertainties? Sometimes it's pressure, public, institutional, and the human need to close a file. 'Cause unknown is honest, but it doesn't satisfy a crowd. So we get familiar labels: weather, error, mechanical failure, real. But as shortcuts, they stop questions. And when questions shut down, myths rush in. That's where Mystica lives, in what remains after paperwork is done. So next time you hear a Bermuda Triangle story, don't ask, is it paranormal? Ask something sharper. What is the earliest record? And who wrote it? What was observed? And what was assumed? Where do versions disagree? And why? Contradictions don't prove monsters. They prove fragile documentation. Ask what changed first. The weather description, the coordinates, the timeline, the quoted words. The first change shows where uncertainty entered. And when uncertainty enters, people decorate it until it feels like an answer, until fog feels like fact. So if you want the truth, treat it like a file, not a legend. Read the earliest record, then compare the later versions, because the ocean doesn't need magic. Only time, distance, and moving water. And humans only need one thing, a story that feels complete. Subscribe to Mystica. If you want real mysteries told like a human investigation, not like a rumor, not like a myth, because the ocean doesn't need magic to hide the truth. It only needs time.